Hobie gulped down as Dr. Park Van left and the room was filled with awkward silence. Hobie, Mr. Park, will you be comfortable? Jimin, Young, I'll be more comfortable if you call me Jimin. Hobie, okay Jimin, I hope you will be comfortable when I will do the IV cannulation. But what about me? I will not be. Jimin, but little sister, you are in pain and the little one inside you will suffer as well. You better tolerate this pain, cutie. Wen looked at his eyes and she could feel the warmth of a sibling scared. She gulped an amount of her own saliva to suppress her emotions. Hobie, Jiminshi, thanks a lot for making this Baba to understand that no doctor wants to do the IV cannulation out of blue. Jimin, I guess Wen is also a doctor. And the next moment Wen's eyes were closed and she was crouched in pain. Hobie, wanna throw up? Jimin, is your tummy? Wen, no, my legs. It's painful. Jimin looked at Hobie with a bunch of questions in his eyes while Hobie was checking her joints. Hobie, your body is not getting enough calcium supplements for longer time. That's why it's hurting that much. Don't worry, dear. Jimin sat on the leg side of her bed. Yeah, would you mind if I massage her legs? Wen, don't touch my legs. It's hurting badly and I don't think it's muscle pain. Hobie, Wen, let me do your IV first, then I will massage your legs. But till then, Jiminshi, you can massage her, but be super gentle and first you should start with her wrist just to confirm the amount of pressure from her. Jimin sincerely took her right hand and gently massaged her palm with minimum pressure. Is it okay, Wen? Wen smiled sadly. Nope. Both Wen and Jimin looked at Hobie who was busy with the IV kit. Hobie washed his hands and put on the sterilized gloves. Wen could feel chills through her spine. Jimin, while massaging Wen's hand, Young, how many times do a doctor need to wash hands? Hobie, 2 times more or less than your imagination? Basically depends on the situation, but of course multiple times. Jimin, then your hands must be. Hobie, while applying the tourniquet to recheck the vein position. I guess no doctors have soft hands. Jimin touched Van's hand to feel its softness. Hobie smiled while cleaning Van's skin with the alcohol wipe. Do you want to ask something, Jiminshi? Jimin, Van's hands are softer than my Van. Hobie almost laughed out. Dr. Park Wen is working in this field for several years as a professional, and this Dr. Wen is still in patient doctor phase. She's a damn professional, man. Hobie removed the cannula from its packaging and removed the needle cover, ensuring not to touch the needle. When it might be a little more painful than usual because your body is a little sensitive, or it might not be that much painful, but stay still and calm. Wen looked at him with teary eyes, and all she could feel a sharp scratch on her skin. She closed her eyes. Wavel upwards at about 30 degrees, Hobie inserted the needle. As he noticed the flashback of blood, he progressed the entire cannula further 2 mm and then fixed the needle, advancing the rest of the cannula into the vein. Hobie released the tourniquet and applied pressure to the vein at the tip of the cannula and removed the needle fully. After removing the cap of the needle, he carefully placed that on the end of the cannula. After disposing the needle into sharp beams, Hobie applied dressing to the cannula to fix it in the place and filled the syringe with normal saline and flushed it through the cannula. Van was trying her best to stay calm in front of Jimin, but on the other side, he grabbed her leg tightly as he saw the needle on Hobie's hand. And through the procedure, Jimin's grip was getting stronger and stronger, and he almost curled into a ball while sitting on a chair beside the bed. Hobie, Jiminshi, are you okay? Hobie immediately dialed Dr. Park Van's number. Yobuseo. Dr. Park went without giving Hobie the chance to explain the situation. Dr. Hosok, don't worry, I'm coming. Dr. Park Wan entered into the cabin and checked Van. Dr. Park Wan, hey dear, how are you feeling? Van, fine, but I think Uppa is not. Dr. Park Wan looked at Jimin, who was sitting on the couch and being consoled by Hosok. Do you have hydrophobia? She asked him. Jimin, what's that? Van laughed. That means fear of doctors, Oppa. How would you survive, Oppa, when your partner is a doctor herself? Dr. Park Wen and Hosok both laughed as Wen's words were enough to tease Jimin. Jimin frowned. You made guys laughing at me? How? I was so scared for you and your baby Wen. I'm so proud of you. All I was thinking that it must be hurting as hell and I'm not gonna talk to you. Wen, oh, that's so sweet, Oppa. Dr. Park Wen, I didn't know Mr. Idol is sensitive. Hobby. Dr. Park, maybe because she is his baby sister. What do you think? Jimin, you were wrong, medicos. I was worried because my babysitter is carrying a baby inside her. Hobby, to be honest, I was also nervous a little bit, though it's like a regular thing to us, but it hits different when the patient is someone who is very dear to you. Dr. Parkwan, Dr. Hosok, I can't deny the fact I haven't treated nobody but Dr. Van. This wannabe cute little mom has some magic inside her. You are just a sweetheart, dear. Tell me, how are you? Van, better. Dr. Parkwan, Dr. Hosok, she must stay under observation for next 36 hours. Hobie nodded. Dr. Parkwan, I suggest you would stay with her tonight and call me anytime if anything happens. Hobie, thank you, Dr. Park. Jimin, baby sister, what do you want to have in breakfast? Oppa will cook that for you. When, no need, Oppa, just enjoy your vacation with Dr. Park. Dr. Park went and Jimin left from the cabin. As soon Dr. Park and Jimin left, when, you have changed a lot. Hobie, who? Me? How? When, if I recall the past. Hobie, when, Jimin, she was so scared. How could I? When, I don't want to talk to you. Hobie, while kissing her hairs. Look at me, Van. I don't know whether you would believe me or not, but each time I have to treat you, it makes me nervous. My heart beats faster, but this time, the feeling was a little complicated. I was worried for you. What if your condition deteriorates? Van, I'm feeling cold. Hobie, let me help you to put on the blanket. Van, I want your warmth. Am I asking for too much? Hobie made her to be seated on his lap. That's the problem, wifey. You never ask for anything. The next moment, one could feel Hobie's soft lips brushing on her lips. He gently kissed. It was slow in pace yet romantic. There was no fight for any dominance, but full of care for each other. After a long kiss, when, can you sleep with me tonight and for the rest of nights? Hobie carefully placed her head on his chest. Is it okay? When, for the rest of the life, this gonna be only my position. You can't let anybody else to rest on your chest. Hobie, I don't know and I don't think so. Wen raised her head and looked at him, but he made her head rest on his chest again. Why? Because you are trying to remind me that you will be here only for next 7 days. Hobie, I didn't think from this point of view, but you have a point and your one is totally temporary, babe. When, tell me the permanent one. Quick, Hobie. Hobie, though there's no science behind this logic, but I used to hear this stupid thing in my childhood when my grandma used to say that if a woman is pregnant with a girl, then she would suffer a lot during her pregnancy, and that will decrease the girl's struggle in her life as her mom has already done half for her, and you are having a tough pregnancy. So hope it's a girl, and I will lay her on my chest and made her fall asleep every night. When, what if it's a boy? Hobie, I think I'll be more practical then. I will not spoil him. It will be more a man-to-man conversation. When giggled, how? Hobie, I will place him on my chest and will teach him how to a princess, how to care a broken queen after a hectic day in hospital, how to take care of the love of life with more and more love. When you have planned so many things, I guess I would have to sacrifice my place. Hobie, no, never. But you have to adjust a little. You have to share me with the mini me or mini you a little, and vice versa. Hobie, but I promise you, I will never waste a single chance to take care of you. Close your eyes, Van. Van closed her eyes and soon fall asleep. It might be the medicine, it might be her reduced stress due to a happy, friendly, and warm environment, but her condition was improved. Laying down beside her, carefully taking her into his embrace, Hobie also fell asleep. Time skipped. Van was discharged from the hospital after 48 hours of observation. The next day, all of the students had to attend the medical seminar. Van also got ready for the seminar. Her condition was better. The morning sickness was moderate. This time, it was Hobie who couldn't take his eyes off her. Looking good, Mama? Van, thank you, but don't ask me any question. Hobie smiled as the seminar was going to be a little different from the other med seminar. It was more about discussions. Hobie, okay, I will not if you tell me your plan for the day. When have to collect books from library and to the seminar. Hobie, then I will go with you. When, why? No, no way. Hobie stepped towards her. Why not? Do you feel ashamed of being my wife? Van, who was stepping back till now, actually stopped at her position. No, not at all. You are the best one, and you are mine, and I don't want any new enemy for warning you. Hobie, I was just kidding, Pavo. I just wanted to see the library and the collection of books. Van. Then what are you waiting for? Let's go. They headed towards the library room. Van was collecting the books she needed when. Hobie, this part of romance was missing from our love life. Thank you, Van, for pursuing your study from here. Van, huh? Hobie, you, me, and the smell of books, this comfortable silence where I could feel your heartbeat getting faster and louder because of me. Van, we still can do that. Hobie, no, we can't, cause here I will be the one whose heart gonna beat faster and louder. Van, I won't mind to be your Romeo though. Hobie, but Mama Juliet, you should not carry such heavy books. Give it to me, I will carry this for you. When, what if the students around us recognize you in the seminar and then they would start gossiping? Hobie, don't worry about that. When, you don't know them, you don't have any idea about their actions. Hobie, don't worry, my pregnant wife. Let me carry these books for you now. And I promise you, I would only look at you during the seminar. When, don't even dare to do that. Hobie, I just want to stamp in their eyes that this pretty lady only belongs to me. Van wanted to deny but ended up with blushing. Van and Hobie entered into the seminar room. It was almost empty, so Van's fear disappeared. Hobie, just don't feel stressed. Don't get tensed. I'm all yours and you are only mine. Our relationship doesn't require their permission, or our relationship doesn't depend on their permission. And soon students started coming into the seminar room. One sat on the spectator seat while Hobie sat on the respective seat. Soon the seminar room was filled up and the seminar was started. During the seminar, Hobie's eyes were only searching for Van. He multiple times looked at the spectators and tried to identify her. But during his speech, as he looked at the audience, he could identify Van. They shared a strong eye contact with each other. And the eye contact came from Hobie's side, continued. Van actually loved this from inside, but she knew this can create a huge trouble for both of them. But Hobie still continued. And it was lunchtime. The students gradually moved to the canteen area and took their lunch. As Van was still sensitive to strong smell, so she didn't go to the canteen and preferred to go to the bakery opposite to their university campus. The sweet smell of baking made her craving for the freshly baked buns. The freshly baked buns, all she wanted to enjoy, but her eyes stuck on the cupcakes. She didn't feel any craving for those decorated ones, but she chose one for Hobie. One walked towards the counter and paid for a bun and cupcake. The lady at the counter was busy to find the change while one casually looked out of the transparent glass wall. Van flinched. Is it him? She muttered. The lady at the counter of the bakery. Miss, please take your changes. Van received the changes and rushed out of the bakery. The person whom Van assumed as Hobie blended into the crowd of the busy market. Van tried to follow him, but all of a sudden she felt solid leg cramps. She closed her eyes in pain. She tried to move her legs, but she can't. She could feel her body was almost frozen on the spot. She opened her eyes and found herself on the middle of the road, and all she could see was a strong, sharp lights. It's like the lights gonna pierce her eyes.